Like vultures rending flesh from bone, shoppers tear apart the shelves of stores every year to get their hands on a new viral product. First it was Stanley's, then Labubu's, and now Nido's, dough-filled stress balls that are selling out at every Target location right now. As with most tchotchkes that blow up on social media, women and girls are the top consumers of Nido's, and many commentary creators have already posted their diatribes against overconsumption without stating explicitly who is buying these toys. I can't help but notice that every performance of outrage regarding some product flying off the shelves at any given moment surrounds a frilly pink product that almost exclusively women and girls are purchasing. There are no overconsumption videos decrying the wastefulness of buying a new gas-guzzling Ford F-150 every year and collecting 300 New England Patriots beer steins. This indicates that some may be incensed by the alleged frivolity of women's interests and not by more noble concerns such as environmentalism and anti-consumerism. With little time to take up hobbies and few public spaces for recreation in suburban neighborhoods, I think we should tone down the outrage against women and girls who buy what they want at Target and not just paper towels and groceries. It may be illegal to stand in public for an extended period of time in your municipality if you live in the United States. In my town, loitering is punishable by a fine of $99 for each offense, which is quite a steep fine for literally doing nothing. In order to linger in public without getting the police called on you, you have to spend money, whether at a restaurant, salon, or your local big box store. It's no wonder that shopping has become a hobby of sorts for many people living in towns lacking ample opportunities for recreation. Representing the top consumers in the US, women have made stores like Target an oasis away from home. While shopping for necessities, they indulge in surveying the end caps for adorable impulse buys for themselves, their home, or members of their family. Whether it's consumables, home goods, or small toys, Target is abound with seasonal displays meant to entice customers as they stroll through the aisles with their ube matcha lattes in hand. As a former Target addict, these attractive displays of cute junk makes it very difficult to leave the store without spending under $200. In this way, Target has set itself apart from stores like Walmart in that it has become a destination and not just a place to stock up on necessities. If you're wondering why I'm singling out Target, it's because it's always the scene of the crime of overconsumption. In 2023, brawls nearly erupted in the aisles when Stanley launched their Valentine's Day collaboration with the store. Clips circulating on TikTok showed shoppers clearing the display in less than 4 minutes. This year, people are lining up in front of Targets at 5 a.m. so they can be the first to get their hands on Nido's, running full speed down the aisles with their infants in their strollers. This craze is, of course, driven by social media, where Nido content is doing numbers. YouTube creators who make brightly colored, high-energy content targeted towards kids are unboxing every new Nido release and raking in millions of views. On the more mature side of social media, creators are showing off their massive Nido hauls. Though meant as fidgets or stress balls, they have become what silly bands were back in the 2000s, where the objective is to acquire as many as possible in all different shapes and neon colors. Some people have so many Nidos that it is impossible to play with them all, but the abundance has become part of the appeal of having them. The near uselessness of the product and, let's be honest, the fact that it appeals to teen and tween girls has generated some backlash. Just as Twilight or Justin Bieber were vilified because of their fan base, so too are Nidos despite not being terrible. Perhaps it's true that these products will end up in a landfill at some point, but I'm going to break away from the commentary hive mind here and say that I'm a little more worried about World War III than I am about a few more chunks of plastic ending up in a dumpster. The vitriol reminds me of when Labubus were selling out last year, and commentary creators made 400 quadrillion videos about the sin of overconsumption. As Big Joel said about the Labubu backlash, the excessive commentary videos felt performative, as if everyone collectively decided that this is what they were hating on that week in 2025. These kinds of videos exist only to meet the insatiable demand for them, as content expressing negative sentiments towards the hated thing of the week performs unreasonably well in the YouTube algorithm. Left undiscussed in every commentary video is the pink elephant in the room, the gender aspect of many overconsumption trends. These frilly, colorful things that go viral and fly off the shelves are almost exclusively bought by women and girls, yet commentary creators use gender-neutral language in their videos excoriating consumers of these products. They instinctively know that being direct about who they're criticizing might reveal their takes to be a tad biased. Again, there are no videos criticizing the hoarding of football merch or vintage convertibles. Because men often purchase those items, their actions are socially acceptable. When a man buys a lot of one item, it's collecting. But when a woman does it, it's overconsuming. The more feminine-coded a product is, the more people characterize purchasing it as a kind of neurosis. This framing of overconsumption as a craze obfuscates the fact that consuming is a facet of our economic system and not some form of hysteria. I might get some backlash for pointing this out, but understand that I'm not calling anyone out, I'm calling it as I see it. This moment is a terrible time to defend Nidos, as I imagine the hate train is only just leaving the station, and I hope that I'm not throwing myself on the tracks here. I've certainly boarded the hate train a few times myself without thinking twice about it in the past. I remember making a still a better love story than Twilight joke in high school, only for my friend to turn around and say, people only hate Twilight because teenage girls enjoy it, and my God, has that comment aged like fine wine. In retrospect, Twilight really wasn't that bad, and in the future, I imagine discourse around Nidos or Stanleys or what have you will soften tremendously, and people will realize that it never was that serious. Yes, purchasing every single Nido that drops may be a little excessive, but if it brings someone joy in these trying times to pluck them off the shelves, then so be it. The shelves might be empty anyways if diesel hits $20 a gallon in the coming months. There's much debate surrounding whether buying stuff is a hobby, and I would say it's a hobby for people who lack the time or place to do anything else. Teenage girls are buying Nidos because one of their few opportunities to explore the world is accompanying a parent to Target. Buying inexpensive items that fill up their rooms equips their primary space with cute distractions from the fact that they don't have a car to drive to a park, nor the money to go out to eat with friends. The idea that buying things like Nidos or Stanleys is wasteful assumes they don't serve any purpose, but they do, even if that purpose is to give someone a little hit of dopamine when unboxing them. Viewing these items as landfill fodder might be a tad extreme and singles out a few trendy items while ignoring that the majority of all our possessions will end up in a landfill 100 years from now. It's difficult to purchase true heirlooms these days, functional items that can be passed down for generations. Maybe it's the microplastics in my brain talking, but a handful of squishy cubes doesn't encompass our society's problem with waste. Ultimately, Nidos have come under fire because they're low-hanging fruit. An obvious fad that's easy to discuss at a time where many people would rather not discuss the latest Truth Social post that rattles the global economy. Their meteoric rise in popularity will soon be followed by dwindling sales in the coming months as attention shifts to another viral item. It's astonishing how quickly consumers are whipped into a frenzy by content online, and how products that have existed for over a decade, like Nidos, can sell out overnight seemingly at random. Though buying lots of plastic trinkets is not amazing for the environment, the negative discourse surrounding Nidos is not proportional to any harm the toys are causing. Overconsumption being discussed as a cardinal sin on YouTube feels very disingenuous, and discourse seems to be motivated by bias in cases where the items being consumed are bought almost exclusively by women and girls. It's okay to discuss issues that aren't very important in the grand scheme of things. That is perfectly fine. It is also good entertainment, but it's best to be honest about where an issue like neato overconsumption ranks on the priority list right now. Anyways, I'm Robert Tulpe, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye!